Okay.
Awesome.
He got me doing my hair.
Did he?
I'm glad we got
We're
that.
gonna
Don't
keep it
edit
in.
that out.
No, we're not
Keep it
going
in.
to. We're here at CollectiveCon. This is the only place you're going to see stuff like this.
This is the only stuff you'll see stuff like. Other than that, my hotel room, and then what the hell are you doing in my room?
That is a good question. We were going to follow you there. Probably a bad idea. My name is Eric. You guys know who this is. This is Troy Baker. And I
That's what
didn't
lower
realize,
thirds are for, too.
Speaking of that, I didn't realize the height disparity until just now. You don't have to. No, don't make me make Troy Baker go
We
down.
got a man maker over here.
Not to my level. Troy, thank you so much for taking the time. Listen, you got here today. You've had an amazing panel, wonderful people in your line. How's your experience been to Jacksonville? You said it was your first time. I know you haven't seen a lot of the city. What about the people?
Well, the people should be the best part, right?
100%.
Yeah. Geography always changes, but the people are always remain the same. I'm glad that the majority of what I get to see of any city, including Jacksonville, are the amount of people that come here. I always feel at home whenever I'm at a con because, look, on both sides of the table are a bunch of nerds. So everybody that's here at the show, whether they be, whatever their badge says, right, is a nerd, and we're here to celebrate nerd shit. So I'm grateful to be doing that, and fortunately I've had a lot of people that I've been able to celebrate my nerdery with.
And you've been a part of a lot of nerdery in video games and beyond. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. We could try to pinpoint one specific thing. We don't have that type of time, right?
No.
And we wouldn't want to do that because we talked to you, and it was funny enough, we had a Mount Rushmore conversation in the green room earlier, and you actually had some stuff to kind of spit off. You know you are on that list. Is there anyone else that you're willing to kind of throw out there, some of your colleagues that you kind of have that same admiration for that a lot of us do?
Yeah, what's so funny is I feel like there would have to be multiple because you go, what is the mountain representing, right? So like if it was to go for like people who you've known for their voice, right? I'm gonna have to instantly go. You go Mel Blanc. Got to. The originator, the OG, there is nobody else. You could say Don Messick as well. But then you start getting to Frank Welker, Peter Cullen.
Yeah.
That doesn't even begin to touch, it's like saying I reached in and I grabbed a fish. That must be all that's in the ocean. It's like, no, because that's not even touching anybody that was on The Simpsons. It's crazy. People that are just even here. Yeah. So if anybody says to me is like, hey, you're on my Mount Rushmore, I'm like, oh, did you get the one from like the souvenir shop? Because that's the really small, because the big one is the real one. I'm just honored that anybody knows who I am and is familiar with anything that I've ever done. Seriously.
Yeah, no, 100%. And that's a fun conversation for fans to have. Yeah. But being in your line of work, you talked a little bit in your panel about how you wanted to really make this a career and not a job. Yeah. And really getting that lightning in a bottle in some of these experiences. I hear a lot of times it's a lot about skill, but sometimes about luck as well. Is there been a moment where you feel like that luck has gone your way, like recently, that you could kind of talk about that was a highlight for you?
I mean, I think there's a big difference between luck and fortune.
Yeah.
Okay, so luck is like, I don't know what happened. I can tell you what happened. Like, I always know what happened. Either it was a relationship that I had where someone was like, we know that we can count on Troy to deliver. Or it was someone who was willing to take a shot. That's not luck. Someone make a choice. And I can tell any other actor out there, no casting director or producer wants a lucky actor. And you're like, I don't know, I guess I was lucky. They want to know that when you walked in, you had the skill, the determination, the willpower, the discipline to execute, because they're not going to take a chance on you. They want to feel confident. So I don't look at it as luck. I look at it as fortune. There's been people who have been sometimes unmeritoriously favorable in my, for my benefit, but I've never been lucky.
Yeah, that's a wonderful spin on that. I absolutely love that. And I've got to ask you for my last question, kind of getting a little bit deeper. In a previous interview, you've talked a little bit about, there's so many resources out there to make content, right? Yeah. And that's not what we're going to get into today. What I'm curious about is the second thing you said, which is that we can't replicate art because that includes and involves the human experience. Has there been a human experience in your career or recently in any work that you've done that you can talk about where you've been just in awe of that human experience?
My God, what a great question. Yeah, art is inherently a human expression. So I'm not worried about people going like, AI is going to make art. No, it's not. It's going to make cool content. It's going to make pretty spectacle. That's it. But it's not going to make art. I would say there's actually this feature that I just did that I was very much surprised at the scope of the project and the diligence and the talent of the people that were making this feature. And I don't know if I can talk about it yet, so I can't say that. You asked me specifically something I could talk about. I'll say this. And this is very, very topical. I've had 2 games that released, one a few days ago and one that's upcoming. These are small teams that have been incredibly diligent and worked very, very hard and have done something truly remarkable in the space. Driving games and first-person shooters, there's plenty of those. But Screamer did something in the racing space that I think is really, really unique, and we told an incredible story. And Mouse PI for Hire took the first-person shooter genre and flipped it on its head and made us really fall in love back again with not only film noir and first-person shooters, but also like through the lens of that Naked Gun humor. So those are 2 things that have just like truly been in awe with how those games were made. And the more I learn about how games are made, the more in awe of them I am.
Yes, sir. Very excited for Mouse Fire. That's going to be amazing.
Sweet.
I really appreciate the time. The fact that I've only had a couple interactions, first time with you here, I can speak for a lot of people that are getting to meet you. It is such an absolute pleasure, and I cannot thank you enough for giving us the time. And Collective Con, we got a lot more going on, so we'll see you on the next one.
Yep.